While many Harry Potter characters went on extreme journeys during the 7 books, Ginny Weasley grew the most. Though she was never part of the trio, she was always very close to Harry, Ron and Hermione, and not just because she was related to Ron and eventually romantically linked to Harry. From the little girl who was so desperately wanted to go to Hogwarts in Philosopher's Stone, to the fierce dueler and excellent Quidditch hero she became, Ginny really shone with every new page flipped. That's why in today's video we'll be discussing Ginny Weasley's character and how she was developed from being shy to a popular girl. The first time Harry and we met Ginny was of course on platform 9 3/4, seeing off her older brothers going to Hogwarts. Though Ginny was only a young girl at this point, was devastated as the Hogwarts Express took her brothers away. We could already see a look of the confident witch she'd become, already keen to go to school. According to Ron, Ginny usually never shut up, but because we see the books from Harry's perspective, Ginny seemed like a shy person during Chamber of Secrets, except she wasn't ever really shy. She just had a new crush. It was a subject that continued for the whole year, with Ginny on purpose avoiding Harry as much as possible, apart from a cringe including Valentine's poem that she wrote to him during that time. As if things couldn't get worse, Ginny's insecurities were then harnessed by Tom Riddle's diary, a mysterious book Ginny thought she could confide in about her first year. Sadly not, Lord Voldemort lived inside those pages, and Ginny was eventually possessed as Voldemort began to absorb her strength, control her into opening the Chamber of Secrets, and nearly killed her. Although the event was undeniably traumatic, it was an important point in Ginny's life. Instead of retreating into herself, she overcame it, and from that point on, Ginny's confidence grew. She pushed herself to remain cheerful and socially active, even though she later admitted to Harry that the horrifying experience had never left her. By the Prisoner of Azkaban, Ginny had got a little bit older and wiser, and eventually found her voice. As for Harry, with each passing year, her crush softened and she was able to hold more normal conversations with him. But Ginny's growth was for herself, not just for Harry. When the Order of Phoenix reformed upon Voldemort's return, Ginny immediately began conspiring with Fred and George to learn about the Order's activities and help the efforts, even though she wasn't of age. And when Dumbledore's army was formed, Ginny was a huge part of it. In fact, she even came up with the name Dumbledore's army, noting that it must be the Minister's worst fear. Ginny performed well at every Dumbledore's army meeting, excelling next to her peers. She was also one of the Dumbledore's army members that traveled to the Ministry of Magic and fought older and more experienced Death Eaters without hesitation at the Department of Mysteries. Over the time, Ginny became to consider Harry as if he was just another normal person and was capable of arguing with him. "I didn't want anyone to talk to me," said Harry, who was feeling more and more nailed. "Well, that was a bit stupid of you," said Ginny angrily, "seeing as you don't know anyone but me who's been possessed by you know who, and I can tell you how he feels." Harry remained quite still as the impact of these words hit him. Ginny also became one of the best Quidditch players at Hogwarts. Even her brothers Fred and George didn't know how she got so good at Quidditch, as they never let her play with them. Well, the truth is, she's been breaking into their broom shed in the garden since the age of 6 and taking their broom out when they weren't looking. As her self-confidence grew, Ginny's taste for independence grew with it. She also started dating a few boys from Harry's year, including Dean Thomas, and remained entirely avoiding Ron's objections to her having boyfriends at all. Once she casted a back Boogie Hicks in Hogwarts Express and accidentally got invited to the Slag Club. Not even her brother Ron did. She hexed a student named Zachariah Smith. After he annoyed her so much, she did the spell when Slughorn came in. She thought she was going to get detention, but he just thought it was a really good Hex and invited her to lunch. Ginny remained not only emotionally open as she grew up, but emotionally practical too. But at the same time, she was the only one who treated Harry with action compassion rather than passive sympathy. She acknowledged the traumatic event in his past, but pushed him to deal with them rather than shutting his friends out, as with the case of Harry's possession by Voldemort. Ginny Weasley's growth over the series was nothing short of inspirational. She grew from being too timid to even being in the same room as Harry, let alone speak to him, into a strong, confident, brave woman with her own considerable talents.